bicep cramps. So I have 3.5 pounds. 3.5 pounds of clay here. Because as you know, I've been trying to get a plate for a long time, and I keep not using enough clay. I mean, that's just the bottom line, is I can't make the bottom thick enough to get it off the wheel head. So, because I don't have enough clay. Oh my gosh. But, I don't think I've ever wedged that much clay before, and I certainly haven't wedged it spiral wedging. I was trying spiral wedging because seriously, many people swear by it, and if you're gonna wedge a large amount of clay, you just can't hold that much clay in your hands, so it's got to be spiral wedged. So it's time for me to learn how to spiral wedge. But interestingly enough, and this is it's kind of hard clay, and I wanted it kind of hard because, because I'm making a plate, and I've never been able to do that, and maybe it has to do with it, I don't know, I'm guessing here, but the interesting thing was I spiraled this, right, and anytime you're wedging, it doesn't really matter what you're wedging. If you're wedging it, ram's head wedging, which is what I normally use, or monkey face wedging, or whatever you want to call it. If you're wedging that way, you put it on the wheel head so that it spins, because one of the points of wedging the clay is to get the clay moving in the direction that you want to move. The way that I wedged this, in order for it to move in the direction of the wheel head, I had to put it down point first. So the clay is going this way, which means it will move through my hands like this. I won't run into any bumps or try and push it the other direction. And it makes a difference. I've taken it fresh out of the bag before and thrown one that was fresh out of the bag with no wedging or very little wedging, or just piling it up in a ball. And then I've wedged one and put it on the wheel head, and then I've done the opposite, where I put it on the wheel head backwards or something like that. It makes a difference. At least for me, it makes a difference. It may not make a difference for you, but I had to put it on the wheel head point down in order, because you end up with a cone shape when you spiral wedge, in order for it to be going the right direction on the wheel. Who knew? I got it out to the width that I wanted it to be, but then by that time it was too weak, so it flopped on me. But let's see if I got it thick enough. That's what I want to do next. See if I got it thick enough. And look at that. I mean, I had such a hard time. Centering 3.5 pounds of clay. Are you kidding me? And it still looks like it's too thin. So let's take a few looks at it. So the rim is about the right size, right? And this is definitely thicker than I normally throw a plate. Because like the last time I threw a plate. There we go. The last time I threw a plate, it just, when I pulled the wire through, it just cut straight through the plate. Well, that is thick enough to throw a small foot. That's thick enough for a foot. All right, let's try it again. I don't know that I'm cut out to center 3.5 pounds of clay every time I want a plate. Oh, I'll get better at it though. Better I get, the easier it will be to do that, I suppose. But there you have it. Be able to see it, but this is the reason that I don't normally spiral wedge. I haven't been able to figure out how to do it without putting air in the clay. But at the same time, I can't handle 3.5 pounds of clay. I just poked that the wrong direction. I can't handle 3.5 pounds of clay. Just wedging the monkey's head or ram's head wedging. So I end up with air in my clay. It's an issue I'm not really sure how to solve. What can you do? If it's all in a nice big hump like that, you can squeeze it out. But it's not always like that. Well, see that? That is overworked. Overworked. So let's see about cutting this one off. But it is the right size. Yet again, I just gotta figure out how to deal with 3.5 pounds of clay on the wheel head and on the wedging table. Let's see what this one looks like. Not that I wouldn't, I could have kept him. I could have kept him. But I'm going to learn more by looking at him. This one has a thinner floor. Thinner floor, thicker sides. Thinner floor, thicker sides, and the thickness of the sides and the thickness of the floor are already the same thickness, which means I would not be able to trim a foot on this. That's not good. But all of this clay that stays on the wheel head, oh my gosh. Half a pound of clay stays on the wheel head after you cut it off. Shoot, that's a salsa dish right there. No for 2 on the platters. I feel like after today that I can handle 2 pounds of clay pretty okay. 2.5 pounds, a little wonky. 3.5